Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sport. For today's preview, as Lions host Stade Francais in the second round of the 2022-2023 European Challenge Cup. And the Lions are getting off to a draw in the first round and now up against French giants, Stade Francais, European giants really, and a team that have a lot of pedigree, currently sitting at about third, I think it is. Yeah, third in the top 14 log. So it's a very big ask for a Lions side that has played well at times this season, but still struggled sometimes a little bit with consistency. But they are playing at home. It is a 7:30 kickoff. So interesting to sort of see what the weather's doing. It's been a lot of sort of rain in Johannesburg during this week, but also quite a lot of humidity. It's quite warm. And interesting to sort of see how the Lions will be able to adapt and try and make things kind of comfortable with what is a very impressive Stade Francais side, which features a former South African player in the likes of JJ van der Merwe, for example. Before we look at the two teams, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. If you look at the Lions side, it's a big boost for them. They have been bolstered by the return of HENCO van WYK, who has served a suspension for that red card he received a couple of weeks ago. He is back and he does start. In the front row, we've got JP Smith, Jakob Asaki, Asanate, and Clave Kanye. So the young tighter getting an opportunity against a lot of experience in JP Smith and Jakob Asaki. Speaking of experience, the bone collector, he is back. Willem Alberts does start in the number 4 jersey next to Peter Janssen van Vuren, who sort of has yet to really make his mark in a Lions jersey. And I think has had decent games, but not really sort of impressed as of yet in the Lions jersey. It's very good for the Pumas. Captain them for quite a while, big sort of leadership presence. And speaking of captaincy, Jack Creel will have the captain's armband metaphorically because he is starting once again. No Reynard North on the bench, and Ruan Fenter comes into the side and starts the number 7 jersey. Emmanuel Tuka at number 8. Very exciting loose trio. A nice combination of high work rate, very quick and mobile play, and Jack Creel, sort of the brutality of Ruan Fenter, and then the all-round game of Emmanuel Tuka, who continues to sort of emulate his brother's brilliance that we saw last year in a Lions jersey. A new halfback pairing for this weekend. Snell Nahamba, Jordan Hendricks will reignite their partnership, both getting the nod. Kieran Horn at 11, Edel van der Merwe at 14, Ange Gutsia at 15. The two centers are Marius Lowe and HENCO van WYK. So very much the backline that's been doing the business for a lot of the season. And Jordan Hendricks was man of the match a couple of weeks ago when he did get a start. So hopefully he can continue that good form. Off the bench, it will be a debut for Mark van Vuren in the Lions side. A new signing from Was, a very interesting player to be able to bring in. The Lions have been calling out for a hooker. We've really been short of hooker numbers, so to bring somebody of premiership quality is really exciting. Steve Story, Ruan Smith have plenty of experience coming off the bench there in terms of the front row placements. Rand North Narco, Darren Landsberg, Sibu Sangweni, a 6-2 split. You very, very rarely ever see a 6-2 split for the Lions. So very interesting. They have gone with one this weekend. The likes of I think having Jordan Henderson, who can play at 15 and at 10, probably quite useful there. I mean, Kieran Horn can also carry 15. So Andrew Warner and Renard Njonka are the two players that will cover the entire backline. If we look at the Stade Francais side, the big name that everybody will recognize there is JJ van der Merwe, who does start in the second row. If we look at the front row for Stade Francais, Vasil Kakoven and Georgi Melekidze in the front row next to Laurent Panis, who is the captain of Stade Francais, or captain of the side tomorrow. In the number 2 jersey, Nathan Hugo and partner JJ van der Merwe in the second row. Quite a lot of sort of a bit of a Georgian feel to a lot of the top 14 sides, and as they sort of continue to make their rise, it'd be good to see a lot of different sort of Georgian players getting involved here. You've got Georgi Tsutskaridze in the number 6, Matthew Hergoyen and John Martin Skelzo in the back row, and a very exciting prospect, James Hall. Watched a lot of him when he was at Southern Kings, South African-born scrum half, been playing some really, really good rugby overseas. He does partner Leo Barrett in the halfback pairing there, so he'll definitely want to watch. As a South African fan, you're obviously going to be looking at the South African players or South African-born players to sort of see exactly what we're missing out on. The rest of the backline, Harry Glover, Nadia Magud, and Leo Monin. And in the back 3, the centre pairing is Theo Dashuri and Paulo Odogu. Off the bench for the men in pink, it is Lucas Perez Blanc, Sergio Abrahamashvili, Paulo Alamiel, Noah Kanika, Arthur Cavell, Alex Arate, Ferdinand Drino, and Moises Alomilo, who's also a very exciting player to watch out for there. But it's in terms of what the Lions can achieve, I think the important thing for them is to make things uncomfortable, Stade Francais. At the end of the day, we're talking about a side who have, done pretty well so far in the top 14. They've won 6 games, they've lost 5, drawn 1, but sitting, third in the table. with 32 points so far, behind Racing and Toulouse and in front of La Rochelle. So they're pretty good company so far. So we're talking about a French side in really good form against the Lions side who have played well this season, but have actually quite struggled at home, ironically. You know, we used to have sort of Fortress Ellis. It hasn't quite been the case lately, so they really need to start turning that up. But in terms of what they need to do, they've got to make it uncomfortable for the visiting side. They've got to sort of bring them to the Lions' den, make them feel uncomfortable, try and put them off their game, and hopefully start really well, and then sort of put a pedal to the metal towards the latter stages of the game. Let me know what your score predictions are down in the comments below. Please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steven, and I'll chat to you soon.